Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again, and today we're going to talk about a very controversial subject, and that is how much money you can make on YouTube. But before we get into that, I do want to mention that this video is sponsored by a new show coming to Upwave on HLN called The Tim Ferriss Experiment. So let's take a look at a quick clip.
Sunday nights at 8, starting December 1st on Upwave on HLN. Author, life hacker, human guinea pig. Welcome to the Tim Ferriss Experiment. Watch Tim Ferriss deconstruct, decode, and demystify some of the world's toughest challenges, pushing his abilities to show you how to take the impossible and make it possible.
Everything's firing and trying to make sense of it. This is the type of fear that I need to overcome because it's not logical. Get ready to hack your life and discover your highest potential. The Tim Ferriss Experiment, coming this December on Upwave on HLN.
So as you can see, Tim goes on all these challenges and then kind of relates that back to a life lesson so we can get some kind of benefit out of it. Now, if this show interests you, you should know that it does premiere on December 1st at 8 p.m. on the HLN network. But if you want to get a sneak peek of the first episode, you can do so by clicking in the link below in the description box, and be sure to subscribe if you are interested. Now, on to the subject of the video today, and that is how much money you can make on YouTube. The reason I want to do this is I think people need to know because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Now, with this, I think a lot of YouTubers don't want to disclose this either because they're embarrassed because they don't make as much as people think, or because they make a significant amount and they don't want you to know. Either way, most times people will say, oh, I really want to make this video, but I can't. And I kind of thought the same thing at first as well, because a lot of people said you just can't talk about it. It's in your agreement, it's in your contract. So what did I do? I scoured through my contract and I read it several times, and I couldn't find anywhere that says you can't disclose how much you make. There's just nothing in there. Now, I will note that I do have an agreement with a partnership program called Fullscreen, which you guys probably are familiar with, that I can't actually disclose my terms of that contract with them. I will say, however, that they do take a portion of my earnings, and I will reinforce that fact when we go over my earnings, which we're about to do right now. So let's go take a look. All right, so first things first, I'm going to take you to a site called Social Blade. I know a lot of you guys are probably familiar with this. This is the one that I like to use, although there are many other examples of sites like this. Basically, what you can do is you can go and you can type in different YouTube channel names and get some information about them. So what we're taking a look at here is particular dates, subscribers, both what you change per day as well as your total amount. So for example, on the 26th of October, I got 81 new subscribers to put me at 46,632. It also gives you your video views, in this case 33,000 video views, and it tells me my grand total after factoring that in. Contacts, this really isn't a big field anymore. Back in the day before YouTube changed everything, these numbers were a lot more higher, but for the most part, you don't really add friends on YouTube anymore. And then it has your estimated earnings per day. Now, please note that it does give you a range, and you should also note that this is directly tied into the amount of views you get. So sub count doesn't really count as much as views do. So the more views you get, the more corresponding money you get. And you can go through here and it shows you each individual day. Now you will notice on some days it might not give you the actual subscriber count, or it might not give you the video count as well. So in this case, it didn't update for 3 days, but then when it finally did, it was a significant amount. So those days where it didn't update, it said I made $0, and then that one day where it updated a lot, it told me I made probably a lot more than I did. So although these numbers are a good way to get a general idea, what I typically pay attention to is more here towards the bottom. This is your averages. So you have daily averages, your last 30 days, and your yearly projection. So in this case, I'm averaging about 112 subs per day, which is great for me, and average video views of right around 13,000. So that way we kind of even out some of these days where we don't have any video views, it says, and other abnormalities where it says, in this case, 39,000 views. So on average per day, I'm getting right around 13,000, which equates to roughly anywhere between $6 to $78. And over the course of the year, that should mean somewhere between 2.3 thousand and almost up to 28,000, which would be really nice. Although you'll see in a second, it's not anywhere close to that. It also gives you your 30-day projections, and we'll kind of take a look at a little bit of this as well. But again, this is for someone who in my case has just over 50,000 subscribers. In this case, I think I'm actually higher than this number here because, again, sometimes this site isn't so fast to update, nor is YouTube itself. But again, this gives you a great idea. So I will link Social Blade in the description box below if you guys are interested in checking out some of your other favorite YouTubers. Now, just for comparison's sake, I'm going to pull up one of my favorite channels. Y'all know who it is. What's good, YouTube? Chris Jones, representing Physiques of Greatness, and also representing an average of about 160,000 views per day. So over about 130,000 more than what I get. So that's going to equate to a lot more potential earnings. So this is an idea of someone who has a much larger channel. In this case, 285,000 subscribers. You could also, if you want, I'm going to go ahead in here, and you guys can't see this right now, but maybe you can hear me typing. I'm going to type in the Hodge Twins channel. So here you have Twin Muscle Workout. So in this case, they have probably about 3 times the amount of subscribers that and stay big.